I'm a man first, and it's about a core decency of appreciation. The reality is that no matter how problematic, and he can be problematic at times.
I'm here watching this Shannon Sharpe and Steven A interview about Skip Bayless, and there's other things as well. But this is a clear example of how you supposed to conduct yourself. Like Shannon Sharpe is always, to me, strike me as the guy that always have class act. No matter what. He gonna say what he gotta say, just like Stephen A. But he always move as a class act. And that's how we all gotta be as people. None of us is perfect. But what I hate the most is even with friendships, relationships, family shit, everybody focused on the bad shit all the time. Always focus on the bad shit. So you mean to tell me you was in a relationship with this person for 10 years. You was in a friendship with this person for 10 years. And y'all had no good times? No good times? I know at times, sometimes the bad overshadows the good and vice versa, but you gotta always recognize the good of the situation. That's with a job, that's with anything. It was good times, it was fun while it lasted, but we just gotta learn to respect and understand that when it's time to move on or when something run its course, that's just what it is. And the way he conducts himself, the way he they both speaking about Skip, is class acts. They say good things and they also say bad things. But they didn't put no emphasis on really too much of the bad things. And I just wanted to point that out for y'all because a lot of us, like I said, we focus so much on the bad. And anytime somebody talk about somebody they don't mess with no more or talk about a situation that they're not involved with no more and they only saying the bad shit, 9 times out of 10, they lying. And you should have believed them. Because if they can't say nothing good, they have a lot of maturing to do. They bitter. Maybe the situation is too fresh, or they just haven't got past the situation because it's a lot of people that do that. And we got to start, moving different as people where we see situations and things happen. Yeah, we might be mad at the moment, but you still got to recognize the good, especially if somebody put you in a position where you was fucked up, you was in a bad situation. And that's what happened with both of these guys. They both was put on a position. Of course, they was who they are before Skip, but the fact that they could recognize the good tipped their hat off to them.
We both worked with Skip.
Yeah.
You worked with him, I think, a little longer than I have, and we both have given him credit for opening up his platform and allowing us to be who we are, and we could grow our own platforms, become, as you mentioned earlier, businesses of ourselves. What's for the people? I don't know how many people have heard, and I'm gonna follow up after you.
Sure.
Skip, what's he really like? Because I think the thing is, if you've never met him, you just see him on television, you say, okay, that's him and who he is.
Skip's a different beast. I don't know if you can just describe him in one simple way.
You can't.
You can't. This dude's definition of advice is Diet Mountain Dew. This dude was in the 60s and in the 70s running anywhere from 5 to 8 miles a day. Eating the same meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Introducing himself to his now wife and their first date. You will never be more important than my job. Get over that from now or don't bother. I mean, that's his definition of turning her on, I guess. So I'm like, I'm just like, he's a different animal.
Right.
And there are highs and lows that come with him.
Correct.
He knows that. There's highs and lows that come with me. There's highs and lows that come with you and everybody else. And that's the way it goes. But, I'm a man first. And it's about a core decency of appreciation. The reality is that no matter how problematic, and he can be problematic at times, no matter how problematic he can be, the reality is that I wouldn't be where I am today if he didn't give me that opportunity on First Take. And so for me to be where I am and to know that it springboards off of something that he was directly involved in making happen, for me to insult him in any way is just disrespectful It's wrong, and it's something that I would never do. Now, that don't mean I can't disagree with him.
Oh, absolutely.
That doesn't mean that I can't feel that he's wrong. And anybody like a Jamie Horowitz, yourself, and others who know me, have gotten to know me in your case, you know I would tell him he's wrong to his face.
Right.
He knows where I stand. But it doesn't take away my love and appreciation for him and the fact that he will always be a brother from another mother to me.
Yeah.
So I've always made that clear with everybody.
Yeah, it's not often that someone can give you that opportunity. And I've said this several times. For me, I cannot let 6 months ruin 6.5 good years.
Right.
Because sometimes people are willing to throw everything away
Right.
for one mistake,
Right.
or one bad comment, or one something like this.
Right.
And even though that was all we were supposed to get, my sister tells me this all the time. Say, Shannon, this was all we're supposed to get. About 4 months ago, I had Tabitha Brown.
She's great. I've interviewed her before. She's fantastic.
Stephen A. She had no idea this was going on, so we wrapped the interview, and I'm gonna end it on this one. And I'm taking off my microphone. She says, "Is the mics off?" I said, "Well, I'm taking my mic off. You can take yours off." We took our mics off, and she leans in close to me. She said, "I had a dream last night. God told me it's gonna be okay, and for you to go ahead and do what you need to do." She says, "It's gonna be different, but you need to go on your own."
Yeah.
Now, God told me that. She said, now you do what you want to do with it.
Right.
But God she said, and when I get dreams like this and I'm ever in the person's presence, it's my duty to tell them. A month later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, when she's telling me this, Stephen A., you see how you looking at me? I'm looking at her. How you know what's going on?
Right.
She said, God told me this last night.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I'm sitting here doing this interview. I did this interview with you, and I needed to tell you this. Once she told me that, I was at peace. Because I'm racking my brain. I'm like, what did I do? Did I say something? Did I offend somebody? I mean, I think I'm doing a great job. She said, be at peace with it.
Yeah. And that's what I told you.
You did.
That's what I told you. Because the reality of the situation is that, I'm not going to apologize. Listen, I got a lot of friends over there. All right? We all know that. I know a lot of people. But that don't mean that what happened to you was fair. Plain and simple. Okay? That ain't the end of the world.
Nope.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so, to me, it was just important for us in this industry to stand up and say, yo, he's one of us. You can't let him go out like this. And that was it for me. It was just that simple. You go wherever you want. You want to come first take, fine. You want to go somewhere else, fine. Because I got my crew here at First Take, and I'm not trying to get rid of anybody.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to do this forever. And when it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Right.
And it's time for somebody else to step up. But as long as I'm here, my attitude was going to be, listen, the people that have been a treasure and a tribute to this industry are the people that I'm going to do all that I can to remind folks this is what they do. I don't want to be one of those dudes that I got these platforms, First Take, and I got my podcast, and I'm doing NBA Countdown, and I got more stuff coming down the line and everything like that. And all I'm talking about is what I'm doing. It's my job to highlight what everybody else is doing too.
You one of the few, Stephen A. Because I know a lot of people that could have opportunities to help somebody, but they want to be the only ninja with money.
Nah, I don't want that. And I told you this, and I'll tell the audience that I told you this. I said, you might be a First Take for 1 year. You might be a First Take for years to come. It's my responsibility, and I'm dead serious. It's a heart attack. It's my responsibility to make sure that you are more successful with me than you were before you arrived.
That's what you told me.
That's my responsibility. And I'm going to make sure it happens come hell or high water. We ain't going down, brother. We only going up.
No. You know
That's
that,
just
dude.
the way it's going to be.
You know.
That's just the way it's going to
Goat
be.
man coming.
That's right.
Uncle Stephen A.
You know,
It's the takeover.
I ain't trying to lose.
No, we don't.
I'm never about that. Anybody that knows me ain't about that. I don't mean no disrespect to nobody. All right?
Y'all heard it.
But
that's him. As good as it gets right here. Stephen A. Smith. Monday, September 4th.
No doubt.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.